everyone, it's me Marcy and welcome to another Magic Meals. Tonight we're going to make Mexican chicken and rice. Now when I cost out all the ingredients and put the price together, I came up with a price of about $6.20 if you were to go out, buy everything and make it from scratch. But I was actually able to get away with spending just a little bit less personally out of my pocket because if you remember a couple weeks ago when we made chicken broth, I saved half of the chicken meat, half the chicken broth, and I'm going to use that in our recipe tonight. So that saved me a little bit of money on my grocery bill this week. Also, I was able to go to the food bank and get a little bit of help. Like I said, you know, I'm right here with you, trying to feed my family as best as I can for as little as I can, because there's just not a whole lot left after the bills are paid. So anyways, back to the recipe for tonight. In here I've got about 2 cups of chicken meat cooked and cut up. If you're using raw chicken, you can just dice it up and then cook it as part of the meal. We've got black beans, some brown rice, some seasonings, which I'll show you in a minute, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So to get started, we're going to chop up a small onion. And you remember how we do this. We slice and then we dice, always watching our fingers. One slice got away from me a little bit there, but that's alright. We'll bring them back in line. And we do use a jalapeno in this recipe, which we're going to do next here. Alright, got our onion diced up all pretty here. I'm going to go ahead and put some grapeseed oil, about a tablespoon of grapeseed oil in our pan, pot, and cooking vessel. Turn this on. Go ahead and put our onion in. Start that browning a little bit. Now if you're doing the raw chicken, you'd want to put the raw chicken in here with the onion and get that cooking. Since our chicken's already cooked, we're going to wait just a few minutes to put that in. Now, like I said, we're gonna use a jalapeno. Now my family doesn't like spicy food too much, so I'm going to make sure I clean the jalapeno out really well, get all the membrane, all the seeds and everything out. If your family likes a little spicy, good catch. You can go ahead and leave as much of that in as you like. I'm using some gloves because, number one, I don't have a water source on camera, so I can't really wash my hands, which you need to do after you use a jalapeno. And also I have a little cut on my finger, and I don't want to get any of this oil in my cut. So we're just going to take our paring knife and cut this membrane out and get as much as the white and of the seeds out as we can. Turn my heat on my onion down just a little bit. Gloves are kind of getting in the way, but that's okay. Just like I said, we're just going to clean that membrane right out of there. Oops. The seeds out. Right into our trash. Do the same thing with the other half. One thing, if you do jalapenos with bare hands, do not touch your face or anyone else's face until you've washed your hands. You can really irritate your eyes, just like pepper spray. I mean, it is a pepper, and that is where the family where the pepper spray comes from. Before you go to the bathroom, that can be bad too. Alright, so we got our jalapeno nice and cleaned out. You can see I got almost all the white membrane out and all the seeds out, because that's how we like it. You do it how you and your family like it. We're just going to cut that into strips and dice that right up too. Toss that in the pan with our onions and let those get soft. One more. 1, 2, 3. Alrighty, there we go. Gloves off now. Okay, now my onions are turning translucent and starting to get soft, so I'm going to go ahead and put my chicken in now. Turn my heat back up now that I can watch it a little bit better. Get that coated in the oil and tossed nicely with the peppers and onions. And then in here, I've got about 2 teaspoons, excuse me, not tablespoons each, of chili powder and garlic powder, and then about 1 teaspoon each of some cumin and oregano. We're just going to put those in the pot with our chicken. And give it a good stir till it's nicely coated in all the seasoning. That's going to give it its good flavor. Chicken broken up a little bit. There we go, we got it. Now I'm adding just 1 can of, about a 15-ounce can of black beans. And 1 cup of brown rice. Now if you decide to use white rice or another kind of rice, you're going to have to adjust the cooking time. Brown rice is good because it's got a little more vitamins and fiber in it than white rice does. It does take a little bit longer to cook, so you have to make sure you adjust your times accordingly if you use a different rice. Now yes, I put the rice in the pot without any liquid. The reason being is because it's going to get coated in all the oils and the spices that are in there and help it stay loose in the dish, or what they call pilaf style. So we're just going to stick that in there till everything's nicely coated. Just about like that. And then we're going to add 1½ cups of our chicken broth, or you can use canned if you've got canned. That's fine too. And then a 15-ounce can of diced tomatoes with the juice. The beans we drained and rinsed. The tomatoes we want to keep in the juice. Alright, we're going to mix all that up together. Alright. I'm going to toss in, add a little bit of salt and pepper. There's our crushed ground pepper that we love. And a little bit of salt. I'm going to use my odd hand because of that little cut I was telling you about. And as this cooks, we'll taste and adjust the salt and pepper as we need to. But for now, all we're going to do is we're going to bring this up to a soft boil, reduce it to a simmer, and let it cook for about a half an hour so that rice can get nice and tender. So we'll see you in a little bit. Okay, this has been simmering for about 30 minutes now. The rice is starting to get tender. So we're just going to take take the lid off for a second. Give it a quick stir. If there's any rice or anything stuck to the bottom, you can just kind of pull that off. It shouldn't be burned though. Yeah, that's getting cooked really nicely, so we're just going to give it a quick stir. Turn the heat down just a little bit further. Put the lid back on and let it go for about another 20 minutes, and we're going to stir it again after 10 minutes, so we'll be back in 20. Alright, our rice is finished cooking. It's been about another 20 minutes. I came and stirred it once in between. It's fluffed up nice and tender now. Everything's cooked fully. Before we take it off the heat though, we're just going to cut up some of these green onions real quick. Just give those a quick chop. Probably should have put a wet paper towel underneath my cutting board so it didn't slip around so much next time. These are going to go in last minute because we've already got some onion in there. These are just to give it a little color, a little freshness. You can also chop up some fresh cilantro if you like. Alright. I'm taking, just save a few of those green tops out. Stir this in. It smells so good. Smell-o-vision. Got to get that invented. Alright, go ahead and turn the heat off. And we're going to dish it up. And we're going to, you can serve this with a nice salad if you like. You could probably serve it with some tortilla shells if you want. I'm just going to garnish it with a little bit of shredded cheese. And a dollop of plain Greek yogurt. You can use sour cream if you like. You can use salsa. You can chop up some fresh jalapenos if you like. Some fresh cilantro again. I'm going to use some of these green onions that we just chopped up. A little bit of taco sauce, and you'll be good to go. Mexican chicken and rice.